పక్కనే ఉన్నట్టుందని ఇది రూమ్.
అవునవును, మ్యూట్ చేసేస్తున్నాం.
What topic has done last class? Shekhar?
Table space done.
A table space. So up to which modes you have done?
I guess completed, like profiles also completed.
Profiles are completed. In table space management, which topic is done? Like
Let me check. Basha, same TS quotas.
yeah. So to creation table space and the TS quota is also completed.
Yeah.
User quotas, TS quotas.
Yeah, user TS quotas.
Quotas completed.
Yeah.
You insert into employee select dot from him. This we did this.
Yeah, you have completed to creation of table space, and you can keep the data into the table space. Then how much space is used for the user? So this topic has done. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have to discuss about the first use some table spaces by default table spaces. Okay. So we already discussed about the user default table spaces. This is the user. While we have installed the first database, we have created a database. By default, some table space is required. By default, it can be taken. So first table space is mainly mandatory system table space. This is the system table space. System table space which contains the metadata. Okay. While if you created any table or any column or any privileges, okay, first the requirement is system table space. If you want to start a table database, should be required system table space. In the system table space, it will be stored completely metadata. Metadata is nothing but name of the table and the structure of the table and the privileges. It means which user is going to viewing a table or view. He have the privileges or not. So these type of information will be stored in the system table space. Okay, system table space is the first table space which you have to create a database. And in this, without system table spaces, you cannot able to connect to the database. And this system table space, you can if you can check the status of the table space, shall I describe DBA underscore table spaces. If you can select table space name and the status from DBA underscore table spaces. We can select here if it is online. I'm already said it is a three modes will be there: online, offline, read only, and read write. Okay, so the difference between online, offline, you can check like
Basha, tab, employee and student, they are all tables name, right?
yeah, tab is this is the command for actually employee is the student and sorry employee is the table and student is the table, but tab is not a table. Tab is nothing but it will be show how many tables you have in your user. Okay, if you give this command, how many tables,
Okay.
and it will be show the name of the table, and it is a table type table or view, or it will be show like this.
Okay.
Yes. So see here the student and employee. So these tables are belonging, what are the data will be stored here? It is in table space, in cell table space. This is the name of the table space, name is cell. Your data will be kept in this table space. Here you can see, this is your cell. Cell is your table space and it is online. And you can check here, this cell is the table space and this is the data file name. Okay, here your file, your data will be stored in this location. What type of data will be stored in this location? So the data is nothing but this data. Suppose I will give the command select star from student. If you can see this data, okay. So here, if you can, how it will be save the data. This is the data actually, but how it will be save the data. Okay, first the name of the table and here the column name. The name of the table and this is the column name, and the user Vinayak has a privilege or not to check the data. This information will be stored in this system table space. Okay, first it will be stored in this system table space, and the data by this data or whatever may be in this entire data in the employee, how much data will be there? This entire data will be stored in the cell table space, in the cell data file. Okay, cell data file. So if you a table, the data of the table, it will be occupied the two table spaces. One table space by default, if you not given the table space or given by default, system table space will be taken first the name of the table and as well as structure of the table. This information will be stored in system table space. And the data, what are the data will be belonging to the rows or columns? These data will be stored in cell table space. Okay, the entire data will be stored in system cell table space only, but the name of the table, the structure of the table, it will be stored system table space because it is an index. It will be act as like an index. If you like, if you are first you are giving the permission like anything, or if you providing any name of the table, first it will be search on the system table space. First it can be search on the system table space, then it can be retrieve the data. Okay, suppose cell is it is online. Now I am going to offline this table space, alter table space name is cell, offline. I'll be giving the command offline. Before here I am just retrieving the data. If I am giving the offline, what will be happening? Here I am giving offline. You can check now here the status. Here it is offline now. If it is offline means if you this data depend upon this cell table space only. So now I am just that table space is going to offline, and now I am going to retrieve the data. What will be happen? Select star from student. Same command I am giving, but you will get error here. File 15 cannot be read at this time. Okay, data file 15. That data file name is going to provide here because this data is the name of the table space. It can be seen here. If you get error, it will be showing the data file. This data file is depend upon the cell data table space. This cell table space is offline. Okay, this cell 01.dbo. So this is in offline. That's, you can check this command error also here. One is the 376 is there. 0376. You can see here. Attempting to read from a file that is not readable. Most likely the file is offline. They are giving the error. What is the cause also they are showing. And action. Check the state of the file and bring it online. They are also giving the how to resolve this one. Okay. One more error is also there. You can check same error. It will be occupied 2 times. 1110. See, report file name for the details for another error. The report name can be of the old file. If data file move operation is in progress, see associate error message. Okay, so they will give some other error also. So based on this one, you can just check the state of the file and you can online it. If it is online, you can use. If it is offline, you cannot use. You cannot be able to read. Okay. Select star from student. But it is offline. But I am not able to see the data. Which data I am not able to see? I am giving this command. I am not getting any error. But if I see here, select star from tab. Yes, this one is see, I'm seeing the data here. I'm seeing the data, the name of the table, and structure of the table. Describe student. The structure. This is the structure. This is a column name. Okay, I'm able to see because of the system table space is online. The system table space is online. So that's why I'm able to view this data, name of the table, and the structure of the table. So even I will be creating one more table. Create table. Some table name is record.
Basha, it's like database administrator responsibility who change this status online, offline. It's as a
Yeah,
record DBA.
yeah. Sometimes it will be going to offline. Sometimes it will be somebody will be. Unfortunately, you can go for offline. Actually, we did not go for online, offline the table space. Okay, if you got error like this, you have to how to resolve.
But if we are working as a like a tester or developer, we cannot use this statement, right? Which you are
Yeah,
using right
as a
now.
tester, you are developer. You can just simply implementing the. You need a memory. You want to data files. So if you got any data file error, you have to the administrator and give the proper settings on the data file.
Oh, these are the errors which we resolve as a Oracle DBA, right?
Yes, Oracle DBA.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. As a developer, he does not want to do anything. You can just develop your software and implement your. You have to install. You have to create a tables and some other things. That's it. As a
And
he does not have permission to connect the sysdb also.
okay, and we are, I think we are not creating the tables. We are just like we can use those tables because when I took uh, soft testing classes, they didn't told us about these creating tables, all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, but table has been created. Okay, it is offline, cell is offline, but table, you can create a table. Okay, so because of, so the system table space is still online because this data, this creation of the table, it will be stored in the system table space. That's why table has been created. Okay, so describes your table name is record, your name, so it is a column name, structure, everything. But what type of data will be stored in the cell? You can just check this one also. Yeah, this one. If this one, the occupied table space name is cell. The record, it is occupied space table space is cell. But it is offline. It is offline, but you have created table because this table space will be depend upon system table space. Okay. While I'm inserting some data here, insert into record values. You can keep some one. So now it is table space cell is offline. Cannot allocate space in it. So now you are getting error. While inserting the data, now it will get error. That means you have to understand here, the name of the table, the structure of the table will be stored in the system table space because system table space is online. But while keeping data into the table, your table space is name is cell, it is offline. So that's why you cannot able to keep the data. So again, you can bring the online. How to bring the online? This is a simple command, alter table space and give the table space name, which is the table space name is offline. We just give the table space name and give online. If it is online, you can check the status. Cell is online. Now you can insert your data here. Simply. Yes, one row is created. There is no error. So is it clear?
Yes, Basha.
Yeah. So now you can able to view the data. So there is a one more option is there to the table space status is alter table space. Table space name is self read only. There is a command for read only. What is read only? So you can just simply understand what is read only.
We can use or read that file, but we cannot make changes in it, right?
Yeah, we cannot modify or cannot insert some data. Just you can read the data. Hmm. And it's stuck. And it's going to status changing the option. Okay, fine. So it's take time. We can discuss our system. So how you understand about system table space? System table space is nothing but it will be store the metadata, and if your metadata is nothing but the name of the table, the structure of the table, and the privileges of the users, as well as which database store the same all the files. This information will be stored in the system table space. Okay, and system without system table spaces you cannot able to connect your database. Okay, if you somebody deleted or somebody it is offline, you cannot able to connect to your database, and system table space is main mandatory. So and the sysops table space is also there. The sysops table space is nothing but it will be store the statistics of the database, the entire statistics like workload information. If you are doing all the changes and how much of the CPU cost will be taken, so this workload information will be stored in the sysops table spaces while generating AWR reports. Okay, AWR is nothing but automatic workload repository. So these it can be generated some workload information and report generation. System statistics will be stored in the sysops table spaces, and this too is mandatory. Okay, and system table spaces while your database is running, you cannot offline. Like you can give this command alter table spaces table space system offline. That command if you providing here you will be get error because system table space we cannot able to offline. But sysops table space you can go for offline. It is not a problem, but it is also mandatory table spaces because it will be store the entire statistics, workload information, and it will be resolves automatic some like diagnostic problems or performance tuning level. It will be resolve some problems. So that's the sysops table space also you cannot maximum you cannot go for offline. If it is but it will be work as a offline. Okay, but system table spaces if you give the command like alter table space name offline like this command, you give a system and online, it will not be, if it is offline, it cannot be, it will get error if it is go for offline. Okay. But there is also option to offline the system table spaces. While shut down the database and mount the database, then you can offline. But if it is offline, again you cannot able to connect your database. And system table spaces is also workload information, report generation. You cannot go for offline. Okay. And undo table spaces. Undo table space is nothing but it is like undo. I'm already said undo in that one. Undo is nothing but if you go for any data, if you deleted some data or some other things, again it will be roll back the data. Okay, then it will be used from the undo table spaces. Okay, in this undo table spaces, maximum 900 seconds of data will be get back to you. Okay, so if you delete the data, again you give a command rollback or some other thing, it cannot be get back the data. But through flashback, you can get back the data which is a previously what are the previous data? The previous data will be again get back by undo table spaces. You can also offline this table spaces, but the undo is the main mandatory to bring the data, the previous versions, the previous stage. And temp table spaces is the thing, but these are the default table spaces only. Minimum six of the table spaces by default while database is creation. And temp table spaces is nothing but it is a when PCA is not available, like program global area or memory area is not available. Like if it is your data table space is full or your database is full, in the temporary segments, some small temporary segments will be stored in the temporary tables, will be stored in temporary table space. By default, it can also allocate to all the users when user created. By default, it can be created. Okay, these table spaces also depend upon temporary segments only, like but temporary storage. And this temporary table space is not a mandatory, but it is also like a mandatory. Even if you delete the any temporary table space, you cannot get any error. If it is offline, then also not get any error. Okay, and if you does not want to recreate a temporary table space, okay, so if you deleted these all the files should be recreate. If you deleted some of these things should be recreated, or if it is backup, you can bring from that backup place. But the temporary table space, it does not want to need to take a backup, and it does not want to recreate a temporary table spaces. While your database restart automatically, then the temporary table space by default it can be created. If it is not there, if it is deleted somebody, again by default it can be recreated. Okay, when you start the database. Okay, suppose you can, even if you now also you can delete temporary table spaces and restart your database, automatically they will be recreate the temporary table space, and does not want to take a backup also, because of temporary table space will be stored for only temporary segments, not for permanent data. So in that time does not want to take a backup also. And the users table spaces, whenever the user is allocated to the, whenever user will be created, I'm already said, when user is created as a new user, by default one table space will be assigned, that table space name called as users. Okay, whenever the user will be created, by default one table space will be assigned, the table space name is users for temporary segments. Okay, and example table space is nothing but by default some users will be there. The Oracle can be provided some default users, some developers users will be there, like Scott, HR, some default users. That users information, that users data will be stored in this example. So these are the minimum 6 mandatory. It will be default when you create the database, by default it can be created. So these are all the creation databases. Okay. Too much of error.
These table space plays an important role in
Yeah.
Oracle or database, right?
Oracle,
Because
not
all
only
the because all the data saved in these table spaces, right?
yes, definitely. All the these are all the mandatory only. These are remaining also is mandatory because you are created. Okay, after creation it will becomes as a mandatory. But if you want to start the database, should we need these table spaces? Okay.
In database, data saved in different parts, right? Like
Yes.
these table spaces.
Yeah. See here, I'm giving this a system table space. I'm going to offline. system online. Here getting the error, system table spaces cannot be brought offline. If it is necessary, shut down if necessary. Okay. So there is no need for necessary for system table spaces. Okay. So if you give the system table space, you cannot go for offline. And if you give the same command as a sysox,
If we do shut down, then when we restart the database, then it automatically shut on or not?
no. It cannot be automatically shut down for system table spaces. It cannot be go for offline. Okay. If it is, if you want to go for offline, you can go for shutdown. They are asking you have to shut down the table spaces. Okay. I'll be sure. No, I'll be sure one switch. You can go for alter table space sysox the offline. It is go for offline. Yes, you can go for this one offline. As well as you can go for undo. Table space name is undo offline. Cannot offline the undo table spaces. Okay, you will be see. Check this errors also. Cannot offline the undo table space, that is using use. Switch to a different undo table space and then try to offline. Okay, we are not going to for switch to another table spaces. Okay, and you can go for remaining users example, and remaining everything will be go for offline. But these table spaces is not going for offline. This one system and undo. And if you go for temp, table spaces temp offline. So you have to give actually alter temporary table space. There is a temporary table space. Table space name not to go. So it will be getting the invalid alter command. Directly it will take alter temporary table space temp offline. You cannot, it does not want to change any temporary table space offline or read only status. These are the three files you cannot able to change the status. Okay, so I'll be sure here. You can check here. Exit. First you can check the temporary table space information. So if you want to check the temporary table space file information, there is another file is there. Space name and file name. So these are the temp files. So now temp, this is the temp, this is the location. I'll be go for this location. These are the temp01.dba. I'll be delete this one first. See here temp01.dbf is not there. Okay, these are the only your temp table spaces. Okay, and I'll be shut down this one. The database is shut down. Now I'll be start. Startup mount. I'll be start. Automatically they will be created. You can just check it here. Very slow is the system. Still is not created. Will be shown. So now you can check the status. You are not open the stage, you are just in mount stage. That's why some views you cannot able to view here. It is this data is already in this all the data will be stored in mount stage. In mount stage you can store the data in control file. That control file data will be showing here. Okay, this is the data depend upon cell data file. These also same data is located in the here the table space. Okay, the table space name here is not given. Yes. Okay. So cell, this is the cell is depend upon the cell data of a table space, and system will depend upon system table spaces. It is right now it is status. See here, system table space status is showing here system. Okay, sysocs will be showing here offline. Okay, and is also in online. If you want to go for status, this one also alter database. You have to go for database and the data file. Give the data file. This also you can offline the this one also like this one. Like this is the file. If you want to change the status as a table space as a data file, you can give any one. You can give the alter table space name, and give the file table space name and offline. But it is in database. Table space is right now you cannot able to see. You can see like you can also offline the. You can also change the status by giving this command also. Alter database and give the this is the data file and give the data file name in the single column and give the then offline or online. It is suppose which is given sysocs. Sysocs is offline right now. I'll be go for online this one. It was online. You can just take the command. Right now it is also online. Sysocs. Okay. So like if you want to go for system table space is offline. Like you can also give like this also. Alter table space. Table space name is some system sysocs. Suppose I will be give the users or any other table space name. Okay, cell you can go for cell offline. Database is not open. Okay, that's why you cannot give the database table space name here. This command will be work after database is open, but it is the status is mount. That's why you cannot able to change the status. If you want to change the status of this one, you can give the command alter database and data file name. Alter database data file. Okay. If you want to go for system table space also, if you want to go do this one offline, they'll get one error like if it is necessary you can shut down the database. I'm just shut down the database, and again I'm going to change the status. Alter database data file. I'm going to change the status of the offline system table spaces. Database is altered now. Okay, so it is if it is necessary you can go for shut down the database and you can offline the database, offline system table space. Now it is offline. You can check this one. Okay. Now system table space is off. This is off. Okay. Now you can connect your database. Alter database open. If you give this command, if it is open, actually open status, you will get error here. System table space offline. One is offline data file. So that's why you cannot able to set the. You can just check the error here. You will be get clear. A file belonging to the system tablespace has been marked offline by the DBA. The database cannot be started until system tablespace file are online. Okay. So bring the file is online. Then only can connect to the database is open stage. Okay. This is the system tablespace because every data will be stored in the system tablespace because the name of the table I am already said, the structure of the table, the index will be stored in the system tablespace. If index is not available, you cannot able to open the any other files. The system cannot be understand where it is located, where and which file, which is the who you have the permissions. So that's why the system table space does not want to go for offline. Okay. Again, if you want to go for offline, give this command. Same command, and give a command here online. Online. The system table space. Here. Then now you can use the command alter table space. Sorry, alter database. Online. Sorry, open. File 1 needs media recovery. Yeah. They will get once if you do any changes, it will be taken like this. If it is media recovery means it is every time it will be update a file. The file will be updated. That means it will be after offline they do some changes. The changes will not show in system table space. That's why it will be getting the error needs media recovery. Some log files will be generated. Some transactions will be generated. Again, you need to if it is if you have the backup, there is no problem. If it does not have the backup, you cannot able to recover your file here. You will get one more time error here. Same media recovery. Then you can go for you can just check the error here. To online or open a database with a file that is a needed media recovery. So first apply media recovery to the file. We are not taken the backup here. If you get error, you have to recreate the database. see here temp01.dbf, again it will be come back. Previously it is not there. Here temp02 test01. By default it is going to taken as test01. Again it will be converted as temp01 because you have deleted this file here. Okay, but I have not created this file. Once it will be start the database, automatically there will be created temp table space also. Now it is open. This is the system table space on sysocs and undo users temp example. So okay, that's fine. Today I'll be explain tomorrow. Tomorrow you are able to connect to core.
Yeah, tomorrow is Friday, right?
Tomorrow it's myself as a Saturday. For yourself is
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, you can just drop a mail to the Suresh because of he want to start the session. Okay, otherwise the session will not be start.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think okay.
you can just drop a mail to that person.